Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm. We're back after the holidays just because we missed you. There hasn't been anything really that big in the last week, but we've got a few important topics to talk about. Things that are going to branch off into other things. For example, we had our cloud server test, which went swimmingly, if I may say. We had the pizza emote returning, which really caught me off guard. I didn't think we were ever going to see that thing again. And then on top of that, we got our details about the live stream for the next FanFest, particular detail that we were really hoping for. So, just to go over some recent news, I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and of course, joining me, back from a much more luxurious feast than I over the holidays, is Sly. How you doing, Sly?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. Doing amazing, actually.
You are? Amazing.
Yes.
That's
amazing.
Amazing. That's like, I don't think I've ever heard you say, I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, well, a few things happened. Over the holiday. Besides the food, food came out good. I mean, it's meat we're talking about, so food came out good. Yeah. Good thanks.
All right, that's good. Well, you asked me if we were doing a show this week, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to go all of December with maybe one or two shows, so I figure we'll crank one out on some of the recent news because they are actually important topics. It's just we probably won't do a whole 2-hour show on it, which is fine. We haven't done like a short show, or well, we've tried, but then it ends up being like
it ends up spiraling out and it turns into like a full show or like a 3-hour show.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the case with this one, Sly.
Yeah.
But before we do any of that, just thank you to our sponsors real quick over on Patreon for supporting. They don't have to, they choose to. All of our stuff is available for free. It's on YouTube. Just enjoy it. Or on Spotify. If you got your Roundup for Spotify, I had a few people tweet me their State of the Realm on their Roundup. So, people making use of the audio only format as well. So I appreciate y'all doing that. So thank you to all of them sponsoring over on Patreon. And of course to SteelSeries, because why not? Because they're there and you should use them. And they had crazy good Black Friday sales and stuff. So if you missed out. That's all I'm saying. And don't mind me if you see me looking down, because I am playing Dragon Quest Monsters right now. Don't mind that real quick. It came out
Man,
today.
you make me want to log into UC Engage and just do some random shit there. You know what, store?
I mean, that's the most off-season Final Fantasy 14 thing we could do on a podcast, is to have our other games
just play other games, yeah.
But at the same time, because that's what I'm doing. Because with 14, that's what I do for the most part.
Well, to be fair, because I don't know about monsters, but to be fair, UC Engage is pretty fucking hands off. It's like automatic. You can just set it and forget it.
That's kind
honestly.
This has auto battle, so it's somewhat like that.
Yeah.
But I have to walk around the field. Fortunately, my joystick drift is so bad, I practically don't even have to do that. If only I need it to go in a certain direction, though, because otherwise I'll just start walking in the walls and stuff. All right. Well, like I said, we weren't completely devoid of things to talk about on the show, and probably the first and most important one is the cloud data center test that took place basically over the holiday week and season. We didn't do a show last week, so we haven't had a show since the cloud server test happened. Did you get any chance to hop over to the cloud server at any point?
I didn't do anything on the cloud server. It's not even because of the holiday. I was like, well, I mean, I know y'all did, you did an ultimate or a few ultimates?
I participated briefly in doing Ultima Weapon, but then the night before they did UCOB, but I couldn't do that because I had to trial someone for 7.0. We had to trial a new recruit potentially. So I didn't get to do as much as I would have liked, but a lot of people did a lot of stuff. There were Baldessian Arsenal clears, which means people went all the way through, did Eureka, got the max elemental level, put the parties together and everything, got all the actions. And there were Delubrum Regine Savage clears happening over there, meaning they did all of Evil East, then leveled through Bosia, then did Delubrum Normal. Everyone was just like, all right, I got a week. Let's see what I can do. And of course, there was plenty of Fall Guys over on Cloud, which was, the real test of how the servers are going to handle everything. I just think it's hilarious how much people were willing to just go and do these things. Like, okay, I've only got a week. I've got to do something that doesn't make sense to do because it's completely useless, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I applaud them because that's what I wanted to do. I was like, let's do DSR top. Let's gear up. Didn't end up doing that though, especially because the holidays. You know, it was kind of tough to get 8 people together over Thanksgiving weekend to commit to doing all that stuff.
Definitely.
Have you seen around what people have been saying about it for the most part?
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything like positive or negative about it.
That's usually a good thing.
Like, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I was really wanting to hear from people on the East Coast how it felt.
Oh,
because you're West Coast, so you couldn't really say much. But I was really wanting to hear from the East Coast as far as like how it felt, how it played. East
Coast was really mad.
Why?
Because now they know what I've been playing with for the last 10 years. They're like, they were more upset that they had experienced it knowing it was going away in a week. And that it wasn't about to be their standard experience. Yeah, essentially, despite being cloud servers, they have to be hosted in a physical location. And as such, they were hosted on the East Coast. And while it was only for a test, East Coasters were very, very pleased with what they got to experience over there and probably helped motivate them to work on some of those objectives they decided to try to get done in that first week. So that's what they had to say, Sly. They had to say, fuck you to me, pretty much, for all of the shenanigans they've watched me pull off over the last several years and any clip of Top or DSR or Criterion or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can say, though, Sly, as a West Coaster, it wasn't that bad for me either. I think the highest ping I ever had without a VPN was 110, which is, I know people on the East Coast who VPN to get to like the 80 to 100 range from like 120 to 140. So that even seemed to be on an okay. I would have definitely struggled to play something maybe like Machinist completely optimally at that ping, which is, you know, a whole other discussion about that job that probably needs to happen again before Dawn Trail. But then there were people like, obviously Europe was having a better time with it because they're closer to the East Coast than the West Coast. So they were mostly okay. I even heard like South Americans and whatnot not having as many issues, even though that's not really, you know, that's still a pretty same-ish distance wise. Even they said they were having a better time. So overall, even for the people who were kind of further away than we were used to, it seemed to be on par or better than what the expected physical data center server location would have done. And I can't recall a single hiccup at all in the entire week that they ran this, even through targeted stress tests. I mean, obviously, you know, having a ton of people on screen lags, but that's really it that I could think of. I heard some people had trouble in the city states more than they normally do. Even with just the volume of people that were there was causing issues. I'm not sure if that was a cloud server issue or not. Hi, Ivy. But yeah, it was largely a success, which I'm not going to lie, I think they needed that to be successful. There's been a lot of server-related problems over Endwalker with whether it be the release or the housing debacle where it was rolling zeros and nobody could win them. And, you know, there's they needed a W at the end of Endwalker, I think. Oh, man. But something came to my mind, and I've posited the idea. There's 2 ideas I've had to really try to understand how people feel about them in the last week. The first one is, will they ever make a Cheetos cereal? That's question number 1. Question number that's a recent question from today. Question number 2. It's like mac and cheese basically, except that it's Cheetos. There you go.
Is it?
It's the same dust.
No.
It's the same dust. Kraft mac and cheese specifically. There you go.
Oh, God.
Listen, that's childhood in a box right there.
Yeah.
And the other more real question is this just something they should do on occasion? A 1-week server
what do you mean
that just
on
has
occasion?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just, it's crazy seeing there's just this server with this limited time server with like the targeted objective. And while the objective was not anything game changing in terms of like, any different content, it's still fascinating to see everyone put aside just being like, whatever, it's the same. I'll just log in for a bit and just like actually trying to get like all the major content in the game done in some capacity to like put it to the test. I almost wonder if they could do like limited time servers that just like have like weird rules and stuff for people to just mess around on. Like just again, completely separated from the main game itself.
Again, this is pretty much, the community making its own content. We are in a lull. Like they gave us something and we made the most out of it. We really made the most out of it. You didn't have to. Again, you've done this content before. You've done a race. The only thing you were really racing was the existence of the server being up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then and also no rewards. It's not like you got anything for participating.
Right.
Which is also, kind of a sounds very Endwalker actually, but
Yeah.
But no, I was thinking like, I don't know, like maybe you just take like a week and put the server up like that. And it's just like open world PvP is enabled or some shit like that. You just like do like weird things on these like limited time servers with like no reward or justification for doing it for your main character. You just throw it out there during the off season. Just do some wacky stuff and then, take it away for a bit.
But I don't understand why you wouldn't want it permanently.
Sometimes,
or do you?
No. So I mean, here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
The way I look at it is, and this is a proven tactic. If you make something limited time, people feel like they have to be a part of it. If it's there all the time, people are willing.
Oh, okay. I see your mindset now.
Yeah. That's why they're doing it with the Fall Guys. That's why Fall Guys isn't permanent. It's exactly that like train of thought. If we just leave it there forever, people will just stop.
But people are gonna bitch for that. People are gonna bitch for that. The shit to come back like Garo came back.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. That's why they're doing. Because if they leave it there all the time, people just be like, "Oh, it's always there. I don't need to do it." But when they hear it's coming back, they're like, "Oh yeah, let me do that for a week or something like that."
I can imagine Fall Guys like coming back in a Garo state, like Garo is back now, and it's like just here. It's just in there. You can't take it away.
No, we know they're seasonally doing Fall Guys. Like they've already stated they're doing it like we're gonna have it on and then we're gonna turn it off and then we're gonna turn it on and then we're gonna turn it off. It's like it's basically like a seasonal event now at this point.
Yeah, hopefully with added. Or
that would be
different.
Fun. I would not expect that in the slightest, to be fair. But yeah, no, I agree. That would be for the better. Yeah. Not expecting it. But it's just like, it's that same idea. Like, that's why I don't want it to necessarily have any rewards. It's just like a limited time experience that doesn't like affect the main game at all. Because if it's always there, nobody's gonna care. Like, there's just that's just the truth of the matter. We've seen it with Final Fantasy so much before. If you just leave things there all the time, then people are just like, whatever, I'll do it when I do it. As soon as there's like a risk of it ending or not being there, then everyone's like, well, now I gotta do it. You know?
But I feel like that's what having that comfort means. You can just like focus on other shit and then like I said, come back to it whenever you.
They never do it. That's the problem. Is people say they're going to come back to it and then they never do it.
Yeah, like this.
This is why the McRib is popular. The McRib is a piece of shit.
It's manufactured FOMO. It's manufactured FOMO.
Yeah, but it's also that's why you don't put an actual reward behind it, because if you didn't do it, who fucking cares at that point? So you didn't get to play on a server that was available for a week with no rewards.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't get to do open world PvP or whatever. Meanwhile, all the open world PvPers would be like, fuck yeah, I can't wait for the next one. Exactly.
Again, manufactured FOMO, man.
As long as there's no rewards, I don't think that's that much of a problem. It's what every other game does. But to be fair, that's why the other games are popular, because they make you afraid to not play them.
That are we really gonna have this conversation?
I mean, no, that's what battle passes and seasons are for in all these games. They're like, look what you're gonna miss out, you fucking idiot. Come play. That's what they all do.
Like
that's what gotcha.
How many times have we had this conversation about this goddamn game this year?
Wait, which game?
14.
Yeah. I mean, how many shows have we done this year? I'm just saying there's a reason why those games do it, and 14 is very good at not doing it in most cases. The worst of it is normally like seasonal events, and then next year you just fucking pay $3 for whatever was part of the seasonal event.
I've been wondering about that. Like, because I've been holding on to shit like from seasonal events in the hope that they'll just allow it to go on the board. And
nope, that ain't gonna happen. Not a fucking shot. I think there's like one or two items from like some seasonal events that did work, that have worked that way, but it's like almost never the case.
Yeah, because I noticed that, and like, because now everybody's like selling trees and shit, and they're selling them for like a ridiculous amount. And I'm like, weren't these a part of the Starlight Festival like so and so years ago? Yep.
Yeah, but that's like very, very select. That's not like a normal thing. There's like, just like I said, there's just a handful of them that have ever worked that way. Barely even a handful. Right. But if it's on the store, it's never going to hit the market board ever. If it's on,
yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like some of this, well, there's another version of it on the store.
I mean, there's some palette swaps in there, but nothing overtly similar is gonna be there. Nothing that's nothing that you could then abuse system wise, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think as long as there's no rewards, because all the other games are trying to get you to, buy something like, oh, buy this battle pass, buy this, buy that, blah. Like that's, yeah, sure. But that's that's not a great. This is just like, here's a week of, hey, if you want to do this funky weird thing, we're gonna let you do this funky weird thing for a week or two. So I don't know. I just think it could be a much lower effort way of entertaining people between major lulls without having to like just bring back the 15 event for whoever needs it for like a fucking hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's my thought process. But in terms of the cloud server, I mean, with how successful this was, it's hard to imagine they're not going to look into it, like now actually put the consideration forth of what it looks like, full time. And then the question becomes, and this is a genuine question because I'm not a server. I don't do server maintenance or anything like that.
Me either, but okay.
Yeah. Is what becomes the plan and what becomes the actual benefits they achieve other than just the flexible server size? Because that's the big thing. They want to be able to expand the server without having to wait a year and a half for hardware like they had to for Endwalker. So they're going to have to migrate the physical servers onto the cloud servers, which then makes them, all of those servers, equally as expandable. Does that mean more housing? Can they just decide, hey, we want more housing this patch? Housing's everyone's first thought. Like everyone's thinking, well, if they can just make it larger.
Time, though. I laugh every time though because we know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but I have to say it because everyone's thinking.
You have to say it. Yeah, but we know. Oh, y'all are cute.
I try to be.
Yeah.
At least a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just, if I don't say it, somebody else is going to say it. All right.
And then be disappointed when it don't happen. You're just setting yourselves up for failure if you're even thinking about it. So
I agree.
Just don't.
It's just the one advantage that they said was that they, can more easily increase the capacity of it without needing to wait for hardware for ages and ages and ages. That's it. I'm just repeating what what they listed as the primary reason for it. And just saying, man, does that mean this? And I don't have an answer. That's why I posit it as it's a genuine question. But Sly, what if they now at FanFest say that's exactly what they're gonna?
Really? FanFest?
Why not? It's in a month. It's in a month and a week. It's like 5 weeks away.
When have they? Yeah, I'm trying to think of every FanFest ever in a keynote bought up anything housing.
Oh, I feel like no, maybe they waited on Shirogane. I was thinking of Stormblood because Shirogane was on release of Stormblood, so it's something they would have talked about at a FanFest or the live letters right before. Like they would have said. I'm almost certain Shirogane was mentioned at a FanFest, so that's the one. Also,
maybe in.
No, with Ishgard, you know what they did with Ishgard? They mentioned restoration, and then they joke and were like, maybe we could live there one day.
Like, maybe you could live there one day. And
they fucking knew what they were doing. They fucking knew. They knew we were gonna live there. They just didn't want to say it outright because then people are gonna be asking when the entire time. They fucking knew. Can't fool me. All right. Well, either way. We have the successful cloud server test, so now we have to wait to see what they end up saying about it officially. And I'm just glad it went well because I didn't know if it would. I came in definitely not expecting the best, but I got just a good result back out of it. Now, that's not the only bit of news that we got in recent weeks. One I bring up just because it's kind of near and dear to my heart. In that of the pizza emote making its return. Now, Sly, do you remember the promotion for the pizza emote?
I remember it, and I remember the shitstorm that happened because of it, and like people were trying and couldn't get it, and it was I think limited. It was like first come first serve, and the people who got it, and the ones who didn't were trying, but kind of missed out.
And trying, mind you, for those who weren't around, it was a Grubhub collaboration, and you had to order a certain amount of food, like a certain dollar amount for delivery, and then it would come with your receipt. But so what people were doing was buying delivery and then not getting the code and then buying more delivery to try to get it. So I know some people are like, I ordered like 4 pizzas. I didn't get anything. This is bullshit. Well, you did get 4 pizzas and you can't really, I'm not going to complain about 4 pizzas, but that's an expensive ass emote you're trying to get right now. And essentially like barely anyone got it. I didn't get, so I got mine because I did the commercial for it. Yeah. If not for that, I tried to get it like everyone else and didn't. I immediately went and ordered through Grubhub as soon as it was live, and it didn't work. Didn't they advertise it at like the VGAs too or something?
I want to say they did.
Yeah. I'm almost certain that they talked about it at the VGAs. Yeah, which is timely, considering that's just around the corner from us at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it really raises the question about what the terms of some of the other things are, because there's been a lot of limited time like mounts and stuff that have been available in the past, and they've kind of sprinkled them about, but I don't know why they don't just like what their conditions are that they can't just do this.
And you're not only talking about the time period. We have to talk about like the location of said emotes, mounts, outfits. Some are available to us in the US. Some are only available in JP. Some were like for Korea, and we eventually get those. So it's just like a matter of time.
My favorite thing is that you don't mention Europe once, because that is correct. Europe has gotten like one promotion in like a few countries ever.
Yeah.
Because of it being like a bunch of different countries with a bunch of different laws. They essentially never go to Europe. Yeah, and there's even the KFC thing happening right now, which I heard was also a shitstorm in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, when are we gonna get that?
Remember when we had the honey buns for the 4% EXP food that you could get? I think that was
Sorry, what?
Shadowbringers launch. Yeah, it was like what was it? It was like Marie Anne's Honey Buns or something. It was some honey bun company in America.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, and it was like the only 4% EXP food in the game. That's another one that one was wild. I didn't even know what company or brand it was, but it was in the United States. That's all I remember is that it was in the US. Mrs. Freshley's Honey Buns, that's what it was. Mrs. Freshley's Honey Buns with a 4% EXP food. So for those who don't ever eat food when you're leveling, the normal is 3%. So OP, just best in slot leveling food.
Yep.
It's just wild to me that it feels like this should be the natural progression of any regional promotion. If you're not going to regionally promote it somewhere else or can't or whatever, somewhere in the conditions should be that it just ends up on the MOG station.
Yeah.
So it's just, I wonder why this one got such a direct line. I don't know if it's just because they've all, but let's be honest, they've all been really, really controversial in terms of what you need to do to get them, like how much you need to buy off Amazon, or, it's needing to sub 4 times to a streamer, gift 4 subs to a streamer. Regardless of what they are, they've all had some sort of controversy behind them, regardless of the intentions of Square being more for fun and promotion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So why this specific one, did it get the direct line to the MOG station?
Not sure. Can't really say. I mean, it's like I kind of knew after the whole fiasco that eventually we would get it. It was just like a matter of time. And I say a matter of time, but this was how many years ago?
It was before Shadowbringers, so it would have been about 2. I mean, it was the VGAs 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
VGAs. Yeah, no, that's right, because they delayed. No, I think it was even a year before that. I think it was 3 years ago. I don't remember. It was it was. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly. No, I think it was 3 years ago. I think it was end of 2020. There's an entire internet to find out, and we have just not resorted to it.
We're not even going to it, yeah. Nah, fam.
Oh, no, it was 2021. Okay, chat did our work for us. That's what we were really waiting for, is for chat to do it, so we don't have to.
Thank you, chat. Appreciate it.
Much easier. Much, much easier that way. Okay. I was also in the ad for it. That's why I should also know when it was. Again, that's the only reason I have it. That's the only reason I got my pizza emote. Something interesting, though. It wasn't just an emote that they put on the store. They put another pizza item on the store. Like they made a new item.
Like the actual, like, in-game, like, table set item, or like the actual... Okay.
Yeah, the pizza placement item. Mm-hmm. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not.
Is that going in the DJ clubhouse so you can have pizza night?
No.
Do you replace the turntables with pizzas?
No. God, no.
Why not? You don't want to. I mean, your hands would get greasy, to be fair, but you know. Yeah, it's a housing food. Then everyone can just eat the pizza. It's only $5 for 5 pizzas. Listen, I used to love me a good 5-5-5 deal. This is just the 5 for 5 deal. That's a steal. Everybody can have a slice of pizza. You got to cut them thin, though. You know, when you go to the really shitty kids' parties and they cut them into 16ths and everyone just eats them in one bite because we're all fat fucks, or just like...
Yeah.
That's the kind of slice that you're looking for the pizza. That's too many slices. It's enough slices. Yeah. Or just one pizza roll for $1. What is that, a baseball game price? One pizza roll for $1? Sly looks disgusted at the idea. Are you still imagining DJing on a piece of pizza?
Oh God, no. And see, the thing is, like, you had to be in a GC. You had to be on the GC. You had to be in the FC to even use like, actually consume the pizza too. So,
all right, so it's a VIP pizza. It's very important pizza
for FC people only.
Yeah. Only the VIPs get pizza. That's how real clubs would do it. Although real clubs wouldn't have pizza, they might. Who knows? Pizza, the VIP. It's okay. So, do we think we're getting KFC over here, or do you think
a matter of time? Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you think they're gonna just put it on the store, or do you think they'll do an America side KFC promotion?
No.
I also actually don't think they're gonna do an America side KFC. I think if they release it at all, it's gonna just go straight to the Mog Station.
Yeah, it'll just go straight to the Mog Station. No strings, like nothing attached to it. We'll know for a fact that it came with a JP KFC. But yeah, like I feel like for North America and like other places, they would have to put it on the online store with like no strings attached or no.
Well, the strings attached is the $7 they're gonna ask you to pay for the Eat Chicken emote.
I mean, yeah, that, but like no corporate attachments.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's fine. Well, that now the real question for you, Sly, is that before or after the shaker emote?
Before. It'll definitely be before.
Sly's no hope for the shaker emote.
Nope.
Where's your positive reinforcement, Sly? Come on.
We've gone through damn near the entire expansion, and it was introduced in this expansion. So yeah, Dawn Trail. We're getting it in the middle of Dawn Trail.
Well, no, we're gonna get Eat Taco before we get Eat Pizza and Dawn Trail. You already know there's gonna be an Eat Taco. Everyone's gonna be asking for Eat Taco. We're almost assuredly getting Eat Taco. And no, there's not going to be a Taco Bell collaborate. I refuse to believe that's the path forward.
Oh, hell no. Please no. Please do God no.
My man said,
no.
Please no.
No. No.
Sly was I love that. Please no. Not a Taco Bell. To be fair, I have a vendetta against Taco Bell. They've mistreated me.
It's not like, okay, like the only thing I'll take away from Taco Bell is the Baja Blast. And that's fine.
What if they have a drink Baja Blast emote? Slash Baja. Slash Baja Blast. Oh, man. Oh, no. Suddenly, subscriber numbers jump up threefold. Everyone just wants to get their Baja Blast. Yeah. And then they come out with the limited edition Bahamut Blast. There you go. In Taco Bell.
Oh, don't feed them ideas.
That was Chat's idea. Can I get one Bahamut Blast? We call that a Mega Flare most of the time.
Why do I feel like Layla's here right now?
If it was, then I'd be talking infinitely more shit about Taco Bell. Because I have a vendetta against them. They've mistreated me as a youth. I'll never forgive them. I don't care if it's a completely different location and employees. I'm holding the entire company accountable for this practice and exercise that they have excised upon me. But yeah, pizza emotes available now. That's funny to see it. But, if you want to eat pizza, go ahead and eat pizza. Give yourself the thumbs up as part of the emote. It's also the most like excitable eating emote because they just like really in your face about how glad they have a pizza. And
It's better than the actual thumbs up emote.
It is actually straight up better than the thumbs up. You're not wrong about that. It's infinitely better too. It's multiple emotes rolled into one. All right. Well, that was thing number 2 that really happened over the last couple weeks that surprised people. And then you have thing number 3, which is the very recent concert details that we got. And I say concert details because they are indeed going to make good on streaming the JP concert, which they had kind of, Soken had alluded to already before EU.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who missed it, he said the reason they weren't doing the concerts is because they really have no control over the audio sound. And people have very often complained about the sound quality from the North American and Europe concerts when watching it on the live stream. So they just said, all right, well, if I'm able to like, if I'm able to actually do like proper sound checks and like tests and everything and make sure that it's right, then we'll do a concert. And I was like, that means they're doing one in Japan because he's going to actually be able to just, make sure it's all
control everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We now know for a fact that they will be allowing them to live stream the concert for Japan. But not for free.
But yeah, I figured that Square Enix, you're gonna make a little profit off of it.
Yeah. So the next concert, everyone will be able to watch for I think it was 3,500 yen with a 440 yen service charge, which I think it's like $1.44 or something per 100 yen. Or it's the other way. No. It's 144 yen per dollar. So it's like $25, approximately like 23, 24 bucks, something in that range. Not that bad. And you get it archived until February. So you have like a month or so to actually, a little bit into February, but you have like a month or so.
So you said
to watch
3,400 plus
30. It's 39.40 is the total. 26.83.
Yeah, 26 to 83. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's like 25, 26 bucks. Yeah. So that's how much that concert will cost. You don't have to watch it live. And honestly, I'm not watching it live. I know what time it's going to be on because we know how the schedule works for all the other. I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific is when JP FanFest begins for us, for me, and that's 8 p.m. Eastern for you. And then the concert's going to be like 9 hours after that, like 9 or 10 hours later. So yeah, that's like, for you, no way. For me, if I was degen enough, possibly, but I'm not. But you can watch a VOD of it regardless. You do, I said, you have the archive. Yeah. This is both the piano and the actual Primals concert. This is both. So you get to see Keiko's face once again as she stares into the abyss, and it does not even blink when it stares back.
Keiko concern.
Yeah. So that was another little piece of a little nugget of information that came out. I'm excited for next FanFest. We're going to do another show with our last, our final call predictions before the holidays. So I want you to start thinking about those now if you haven't, because I'm sure that discussion will be a fun one to come at the end of December. Yeah, there you go. You were just waiting for chat to post it. I saw you looking over. I was like, he's not looking at his game anymore. I am. I'm looking down at Dragon Quest monsters. Listen, I gotta put these monsters in their place, man. They're causing trouble, and they're making it double, and so I have to stop them.
Sounds like another monster game.
Yeah, it's a quote from the wrong one, technically. Oh man. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. We are now in that lull period where we just kind of wait for things. And we do have quite some things to wait for, but it's chill mode.
Right. Yeah. It's the lull and it's the holidays too. So
it's kind of a good time for a lull. If all the times where I'm not really thinking too much about playing 14, the holidays is probably up there. Although there's not really a whole lot else going on this December, like in terms of game releases or whatnot. So it's really just news we're waiting for at this point because we have the VGAs.
VGAs.
Yeah, that's the big one. A lot of big predictions coming out of VGAs this year. One of the bigger years for
Well, there are a
VGA
lot of stuff we don't
predictions.
have to predict.
There is a lot of stuff we don't have to predict. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. They we're
Today,
doing our.
they said December 9th. That's 2 days later, though. But even still, it's like in that same time frame.
It's in that window. They're gonna break that shit like at VGAs.
Yeah, they're just saying it's 2 days later so they can surprise everyone at the VGA.
Yeah.
It's almost a fact at this point 16's DLCs are getting shown. Even the voice actor for Clive went ahead and said, like, I've heard that we're announcing something in December and I haven't finished the game yet. And I'm just like, you really, that's it? You're just gonna say that? The JP voice actor for Clive, in case anyone missed that. And Ben didn't say that. As excited as Ben would be, he's good about not doing that stuff. And then we already know they're also getting an update the day after the VGAs for the arcade mode for 16. Everyone's expecting Monster Hunter. Everyone's expecting it. Capcom's supposed to announce one more big thing before the end of the year. Everyone's expecting Monster Hunter.
Are you expecting Elden Ring expansion?
So the rumor that propped up about 2 months ago was that Elden Ring's DLC would be launching Q1. I believe it was late February, about a week before Rebirth was supposed to come out. I think February 22nd was what the rumor said. So I am fully expecting Elden Ring to make its appearance here. I think that rumor, there's very often I don't believe when rumors make the rounds, but for some reason an Elden Ring, maybe it's just because I want it to be true more, that I like have a greater degree of confidence. But yeah, I think the Elden Ring DLC is almost for sure a shoo-in at the VGAs.
If we're gonna go a little more Capcom, I think Code Veronica remake firmly gets announced.
Yeah, that's been a long time waiting. Code Veronica. They only mentioned having one more, but I feel like
5.
Well, no, I mean one more major announcement before the end of the year.
Oh.
And I think that's going to be world before 5 does not need to be remade. To be fair, 4 only kind of needed it. They're going to remake 5. Like, we know they're doing it, but like, that's like, you start to get into like, it's not really
6 territory.
Yeah.
And that's a hard stop. That's a hard stop. Like, if you do 5, that's hard stop. Everything that needed to be remade is remade. Like, I would have stopped with Code Veronica. No, it absolutely does not. No. That's why I say when you remake 5, hard stop, just make new shit. That's it.
No, then they need to remake the remake of 3, right? Of 2, I mean. That's when they remake the remake. No, they go full Last of Us on us.
And that's what people are saying for 1. And I'm like, why? It's so good. Like, the remake of 1 is already good. Why would you make a remake of a remake? Like, leave 1 remake alone.
But when's the remake of 7?
No.
You know we're talking about Capcom, right? Like, they're the masters of this, of re-releases and remakes. They are like the undisputed goats of doing this kind of thing.
What would you do to it? Like, 7 was actually good. You know.
That's why they remake it. We're a ways out from RE9 probably, so.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll re-release Operation Raccoon City and remake that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Remake Revelations. That's the next one. After Veronica and everything. Because that's like a 3DS game? Not a 3DS. Revelations 2, I think, is 3DS only. Is Revelations 2 not 3DS only? I know Revelations 1 isn't, but I don't know.
No. They're both on platforms too.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Regular consoles.
Fine. Either way, you could do that because Revelations also pretty good.
Yeah.
That's one. I actually like
Turbo.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 Super Turbo. There you go.
That would be some Capcom ass branding though. I would love that.
It sure would be. Ivy, relax. She's so excitable right now. Hey, did you notice there's a crab right here?
No, I did not.
Now I pointed it out though.
Yeah. Now you pointed it out. Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Oh wow.
That was a gift.
Street Fighter 6 DLC. No, that's kind of like an well, no.
No, a new
well,
character. Absolutely, I could see them announcing doing
a new
trailer.
character, but like something like if you're announcing something like Arcade Edition, then that's an Evo announcement. They always leave that to Evo. Like the big Street Fighter announcements, they leave that to Evo.
Street Fighter 6 EX. Ivy, relax. Oh, what else? There's something else that was big. I mean, we got Dragon's Dogma out of the way. We knew that. I was hoping for a demo a little bit. Maybe in February we'll get a demo.
Possibly.
I hope so. Yeah. Square, I don't think we're, other than the 16 DLC, I don't think we're expecting anything from Square. I saw some people predicting something for 14, and I'm like, stop. Every year I see people predict stuff for 14. Unless they're doing another Monster Hunter collaboration, they announced that alongside Capcom's Monster Hunter announcement, which I don't think there's ever been a collaboration.
It doesn't make sense, too.
It always makes sense because we just want it.
I mean, we want it, but it doesn't make sense for it to happen now. Like, wait till the fucking game comes out, and then... Like, we know Tsushimoto and Yoshi P are going to have that fucking conversation. Like, it's just a matter of time.
I honestly think they were waiting for a World 2 or whatever was going to be the equivalent of World 2. Because he's literally asked about it like every 6 months. Like, can we get another Monster Hunter collaboration?
So what are we giving them? That's going to be like hard as fuck. Harder than fucking Behemoth.
So Yoshi P said he wanted to give them Nidhogg. And he wanted us to get Diablos. That's what he said.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I can take that.
Fat Chocobo. Give them Fat Chocobo. The red Chocobo. Fat red Chocobo. I was
thinking something like Ultima.
Just give them Ultima. Just straight up give them Ultima. I don't think I would want to give them Red Chocobo. The whole Ecliptic Meteor thing's already done with Behemoth. I wouldn't want to give them another Meteor spammer at all. So yeah, that's the thing. We get Diablos, they get Nidhogg. But I genuinely think they've been waiting for a World 2 to do another collaboration. I agree. There's been no other collaboration that's been even remotely as like requested for a follow-up as the Monster Hunter one. It was the best example. And I don't even care about collaborations. Like, I don't ever want them necessarily. I always want original content. But Monster Hunter was just like a permanent addition to, there's just a Rathalos in 14 now. So it's like the best executed one that we've ever had. So that's not to mention Behemoth and Monster Hunter, fucking menace that thing was.
Yep.
Do you think maybe they'll just stick Behemoth and Monster Hunter 2, Monster Hunter World 2 while they're at it?
Might as well.
Might as well just make them part of the roster at this point.
Yeah, give us 2 Enrage hunts, please. Please.
Yeah, give them
actual Enrage.
Yeah, now they have King Behemoth. Give him a little crown on the top of his head or something like that. Oh man. Oh yeah, and then also we'd expect a new trailer for 7. That's almost certainly going to happen at the VGAs also. Too bad. I actually would like some smaller announcements from Square. You know, obviously I'm at the 1 year mark for Harvestella, so I'm always fingers crossed for a Harvestella too. I want it so bad. Not going to happen. Sincerely doubt, especially because they said they want to focus more on AAA games. I sincerely doubt we ever see a Harvestella 2. Dragon Quest 3 has been MIA. Dragon Quest 12 has been MIA. I'm playing Dragon Quest Monsters right now. So those have both been completely MIA, so we're hoping for that as well. There's so many things, Square. So many things I want to see. But to no avail. And then other than that, I mean, we just have... a busy Q1 already for 2023. I know you're pumped for Dragon's Dogma. Are you going to replay Dark Arisen beforehand? I know you did so like last year anyway.
No, it was like 2 years ago, but yeah, I wouldn't mind replaying Dark Arisen. Like, it's just so good.
It's got the right kind of jank.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's got a little bit of jank from being from 2013, but it's only 2013. It's not like 2003 jank, Anything? Yeah, Q1 2024. Sorry, I gotta. It's just like when you actually sign your date when the year changes and you just keep forgetting. You have to scribble out the 3 and change it to a 4. Like, yeah, it's January 1st, 2023. Fuck. All right, now let's scribble that out and put a 4 next to it. Oh, God. It's perfect. Perfect. Mwah. But yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. We don't have too much of a focus show. Wanted something a little bit more. I mean, there are other things going on, but I don't really want to get into them.
That's another show.
We don't need to do a show on that. We don't. No, the other thing that's happening right now doesn't. I mean, Sly, going to a quick Reddit. Do you want to do a show about this Reddit post? ERPers leaking into regular RP and not respecting boundaries. You want to do that show?
Nah, fam, I'm good.
757 comments submitted 21 hours ago.
Nah, fam, I'm good.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, there's other things happening. We just don't know that we want to do a show about them. Oh man, cannot be contained. Look at Sly. Just like, don't get me involved, please.
Mm-mm.
Don't get me involved.
Please.
Oh man, it's okay, Sly. I didn't expect to see that. I just went to Reddit to see if a certain other topic was there still, or if it had been pushed down a little bit. But instead I was greeted with that. I guess the only other question is, when do you think the 16 event's going to take place? Because we know, I don't think we're going to get any more of a confirmation about that at the VGAs with the 16 news. I think we'll get that at JP FanFest. I mean, we know some of the things we're getting at JP FanFest anyway, but I think that's going to be one of them.
When are we getting it?
Yeah, like when, like before Dawn Trail, obviously, but like when do you want to posit a guess on that one?
March, April. Well,
I thought you said March.
Yeah,
for a second. I was like, that was.
Yeah, I was gonna say March or April. Yeah, just stick with March, April.
I was thinking April. So there's that's where I was gonna go with. Yeah, because Chad already brought it up. I think they want to keep it a little separated from 7, tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's about it. I think most people are gonna agree on March, April. That's also around the Xbox beta time. So probably like Xbox beta into release might have something coinciding with 16.
And then that's probably around media tour time too.
Yeah, in theory, it would be around that time. So there's that should be a busy season, because we're looking at January for FanFest. We're probably looking at a live letter in March, and then depending on the release, like we're gonna get Dawn Trail's release date almost certainly at JP FanFest. The third FanFest has always had a pre-order date, a release date, the collector's edition showcase. So that's what we should expect that from JP FanFest. So yeah, it's usually like in the past it was like a month and a half, 2 months out prior. So it depends. I mean, it depends on the release date of the actual expansion, and we've posited a few guesses at that. Some people are being really optimistic about June.
Mm-hmm.
You were less optimistic, if I recall. You were an August guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's fair. That's fair. Got some people in the middle of July. Got some good stuff. But yeah, that's where we're at. So for the rest of December, Sly, I at the very least know that we want to do a proper FanFest prediction show.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know kind of what we want to predict, but we'll do one formally. We'll do what we call the lock-in.
Yeah, or just lock in, just wait.
Lock it in and wait. And we could probably figure out something else outside of the holiday season, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Figure something out. Should ask Frosty about how it feels to be free from top. Make him
leave that man alone. Let him have his win. Let him have his win.
I am. I'm letting him have it. And I'm making him talk about it.
Those tears coming, like those visible tears coming out of his eye, man. I was there with him. Man, I'm glad for my boy. I'm happy for my boy.
No, I'm happy.
And that's our show, everyone.
To be fair, when we're talking about Frosty, I have to make that joke twice as much.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And yeah, that is the show. Only about an hour. We stretched it out a little bit just to give you guys something to listen to if you're on your way to work or on your way home from work or whenever the heck you listen to this. So sorry we couldn't entertain you for the whole 2 hours, but this was just kind of catching up with everyone after the holidays. In other words, I wanted to get back to Dragon Quest Monsters. So we're that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, that's a part of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. All right, so thank you everyone for watching this week's episode of State of the Realm. Again, thank you to the sponsors over on Patreon, and thank you to SteelSeries for sponsoring as well. We will, like I said, be doing at least 1 or 2 more shows throughout December, and then January is probably going to be packed between patch 6.55, between the actual FanFest stuff, and I'm sure we'll come up with a bunch of shows in the months between, but expect probably during the big lull 2 shows a month. Just so we don't overstretch ourselves. But I mean, we can be talking about people's hopes ahead of Media Tour and job information. We can do a healer prediction show, a range prediction show, a tank prediction show, a job homogenization. So we got all the content. You can do a Final Fantasy 11 show. Sly, you'll be glad to know that I have given out like 5 stacks of bee pollen to new players so they didn't have to farm it.
Thank you. I fucking hated that shit. Still remember that shit fucking took like half a goddamn day, and I was so fucking mad. Like, I'm hitting the right thing, right? Yeah. It's just not giving it. Fuck, man.
Those huge wasps, man. They just weren't pollinating when you were out there, dude. It's fine. Yeah, he was like, I'm vaping. Fuck this shit. I gotta calm down, get the blood pressure down. All right, well, with that, Sly, why don't you tell everyone what you're up to that isn't bee pollen?
Surprisingly, I'm actually getting back into BA and DRS because
I did see that.
Yeah. So there's that. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox. Just actually announced something pretty big. Shout out to Isbrid Games for reaching out to me. If there are any fans of the game Valhalla, the cyberpunk bartending game, Isbrid reached out to me and they're like, Sly, do you want to do a Valhalla New Year's Eve party? But you can think of no one else like better than you. So I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, yes. So we are having a Valhalla New Year's Eve event. And again, I am truly humbled that they reached out to me because, like, me, I like, if it weren't for Valhalla, I wouldn't have that shit back there. Like, the bar would not be back there. Of course, Jill and Dana wouldn't be back there, but if it weren't for Valhalla, that shit wouldn't be back there. So, yes, that'll be on New Year's. Like, you can. I should have had the tweet ready. But yeah, like we'll have more information in the coming weeks. We're still pretty much after this first Saturday, which there's a first Saturday. But after this first Saturday, they are taking care of getting the house looking like Valhalla. Like, so there's that. We'll have a bunch of events and stuff. It's going to be really, really fucking fun, and I can't wait. I am extremely excited for this. You have no idea. But yeah, other than that, what else? Yeah, just first Saturday tomorrow, and business as usual until I in January, sit my ass down and take a fucking vacation because I fucking need to. Yeah,
wait, what was that? What did you say you needed?
A fucking vacation.
Is that like a food or?
No, a vacation. Like an actual vacation.
I don't know that word. I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah. Like, I don't either, and that's why I fucking need one. Like, what is that? I never take those. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely have to look that up. And yeah. But yeah, there's a tweet in the chat if you want more information about the Valhalla event. And yeah, we'd love to have you. So yeah, there's that. Happy, besides not knowing what the fuck vacation is, what are you up to?
Well, I'm making all my videos for December by like tomorrow, so I don't have to work on videos for the rest of the month. Is that a vacation?
You're getting there. You're getting there. You're getting there.
I'm otherwise messing around. So Dragon Quest Monsters just came out. I did a sponsored stream for it right before this, but I'm still playing it right now, so I can, just be ready for be ready for all that stuff. December otherwise is I'm filling it out with just like a handful of different things. So like Final Fantasy 11, we started the helping people through the story, and people are fucking zooming. We've been helping with a lot of items and inventory, and the very first thing I did was the last boss of Rhapsodies for somebody. So somebody was very far along and just needed that one last push to get through. So yeah, it's between that and escorts through the Castles of All and Shadow Lord and killing Siren and all the other things. Yeah, so we've been doing that. Took a day off from it today just because I had the sponsored bit. But then with Bitmiss and Submiss coming up both on Twitch, discounts for, you didn't know about Bitmiss and Submiss, Sly?
I knew about Submiss, but not Bitmiss.
Bitmiss is from December 13th until I think the 28th. It's either to the 28th until January 3rd. If somebody cheers over 300 bits, then Twitch gives you at least 10% more bits on top of that, meaning it can be more. Ooh. So if someone were to cheer 1,000, it's minimum actually worth 1,100. So that's December 13th. And then Submiss is like the whole month kind of thing, but it's like the gifted sub part starts on my birthday. So that's very convenient. December 27th is the gifted sub discount. And then that's still January.
So Submiss 3rd. Is now?
Submiss is December 13th also with Bitmiss. So there's two halves. Okay. It's first just subs are 25% discounted, just like if you're tier 1, 2, 3, multi-month, whatever. And then near the end of the month, all the gifted subs are discounted as well. So it's the end of Submiss. So, and then Bitmiss is also starts on the 13th. So I'm probably planning a lot of extra stream sessions. I was thinking of continuing my Final Fantasy Shuffler, where it just randomly changes which Final Fantasy game I'm playing every set period of time. So I could be in the middle of a triple triad match and suddenly I'm just playing Final Fantasy 3 and then suddenly I'm playing Final Fantasy 7 again. I didn't finish any of the games last time I did it, despite pouring like 60 hours into the shuffler. Not a single game went finished. And in fact, most of them are very far from being finished in that 60-hour time frame. So yeah, I'm probably going to bring that back with a few incentives. So I'm planning a very full December. I'm just making sure I have all the YouTube. Oh, and Ever Crisis hits Steam on the 7th as well, so I can hop back into that. I've been out of it for the past like 5 weeks ever since I got back from TwitchCon. So there's also that, and there's some footage of it in 4K. They put out some 4K 120 FPS footage for it, which is much better than my phone and my tablet. Considerably better than both. So, a lot to look forward to. Of course, VGAs also. I'm sure you'll be doing a co-stream for that as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. So, look at that. Nice busy holiday season. Nice busy December. All sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But with that, that's going to be a wrap for the show. We're done with all our call-outs and shout-outs and what our plans are for the month. And hopefully you have some fun and happy holidays coming this December. Chris Mahana Kwanzaa. There you go. Happy Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
There you go. Yeah. You never heard Chris Mahana Kwanzaa?
No, I have not.
Festivus, at least?
Festivus, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Chris Mahana Kwanzaa and Festivus. Everyone enjoy all of those. We're going to go into a short post show, and then we'll see you either next week or the week after that. One of the two. Like I said, we'll probably do like 2 shows a month. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And until then, bye-bye. I have the wrong outro, but it doesn't matter because you should also look at Frosty and Kai anyway, so they're cool.
Yeah.